Hello to all my friends out there. Hi, you guys. Okay, I have a video because I have something I want to say to my followers. This video is why should I stockpile food? Why should I? It's a big hassle. Why should I buy a bunch of cheap food? Much less why should I eat it? So we are going to address this from my perspective. I hope everyone's okay in the hurricanes. If you got a house full of food, though, that's not going to hurt. Okay, what I do is I eat and drink everything. So I have some peppermint tea and some chamomile tea. So let's see, it's late. So both of these are herbal. So tonight I want to make some tea so I can have a cheap beverage for tomorrow. Okay, so here we go. Why should I stockpile? Why should I? You know what you are? An alarmist. Yeah, you're right. Okay, let's just think about this. I know someone who was eating oatmeal with no milk. I know someone who had no food in the refrigerator. Nothing. No food, nothing, not even bottled water, not even an ice cube, nothing. I know someone who had no juice, no money, and 11 days before payday. How about this one? The food banks are low and they give you a lowly assortment of food when you don't have any food. That's a good one. How about this one? Lots of food right after payday, little to no food just before payday. And it's like a vicious circle, goes on and on. Okay. Very low quality food. You know, you start running out of food and then you're forced to eat low quality food. That's not good. I know someone's kids who were hungry and got food poisoning by eating old food in the refrigerator. No money, and the car was broke down, and she couldn't get to work. I know someone who had no fruit, no vegetables, no bread, and it was like 9 days before payday. I told her so many times where to get the food, and you know how many times she went to get the food? None. Okay. So these are situations we're trying to avoid. A stockpile allows you to weather various emergencies. A stockpile allows you to go long periods of time without buying any food. A stockpile allows you to help friends and relatives if they don't have any food. How are you supposed to help others if you don't have any food? Okay, now let's say somebody breaks in and they rob me of my food storage at gunpoint. Or how about this one? Not only do they take my apartment for whatever reason, most likely because they were the kind of desperate people who needed the apartment, and caused me to donate my food. So what happened? Well, absolutely nothing happened because I have been doing the stockpile thing all of my life. So then I moved and I had to get more food, so I went straight to my grocery list. Tea for drinking, milk, eggs, bread, and cheese. If I was broke, I would buy shelf-stable milk at 99 cents only, eggs at 99 cents only, or Aldi's. Bread, I would try to get half-price bread and cheese. I would go to Food for Less and I would buy $1 cheese. Lunch meat for lunch, and I already have cheese. For dinner, meat, potatoes, or rice, or sweet potatoes. I would try to find, I would try to get these at the Dollar Tree and the 99-cent store, the sweet potatoes, and rice, and I would buy the meat 99 cents a pound, or else I would buy very, very cheap meat like sausage, like bacon, like hot dogs, like chorizo, like spam, like tuna, like cheap. Vegetables and fruit. I would try to get marked down vegetables or big cans of vegetables. Fruit. I would buy big cans, or I would buy cheap fruit like bananas. Oil and margarine. And then I would buy cereal, and I would buy cereal cheap. For breakfast, I would have cereal and milk. For lunch, I would have meat and cheese sandwiches with a fruit, maybe a fruit and some yogurt. They have yogurt at Dollar Tree, 4 for $1. They have cottage cheese at 99 cents, only for $1, and some kind of canned fruit, pineapple, peaches, mandarin oranges, bananas. Dinner, meat, 99 cents a pound, potatoes or sweet potatoes, or rice or vegetables, 1 or 2 pieces of fruit, and the chicken and the meat would be hamburger, chicken, bacon, sausage, and pork chops. So what would happen is the person who devastated my life, because they don't bother, is going to be in the exact same condition a couple days before payday. One thing I do is I buy everything at the cheapest possible price, and I try to get stuff marked down. When I stockpile, I usually buy 2. The other day, though, I bought 8 cans of milk when they were dented, and I got them for 50 cents. Okay, I did car videos. Why? Because I expect to sleep in my car? No, because if I ever had to sleep in my car, I have some idea how to do it. And you do not want to do what I saw a lady doing. First of all, where I was parked, where she was parked, she was in the driver's seat. She leaned her driver's seat back, and she had her feet up on the steering wheel with the car on. I go, that is the most dangerous and dumbest thing I've ever seen. Okay, the other side of the street over by Parkway Plaza, for some reason, is just cooler. And if I had to live in my car, I would make sure I would find those cool places. And then while I was doing the car living thing, I learned how to make a bed in my back seat. All you do is you push the passenger side up as far as you can, and you put a box. And you can pretty much stretch out. Huge men can stretch out in a car. So, and then I did the car living where I got 31 cans of food, and that would be the way to go for evacuation. And I did a video on that, and that would be a good way for stockpiling as well. And then, you know, I was thinking about evacuation food. If I was to evacuate, what food would I take? Now, why bother doing that? Because I don't want to take out of town without food and water. I mean, what if I run out of flipping gas or the car breaks down? You know, is it Murphy's Law, or I think it's Murphy's Law, because I always say it's Peter Principle. At the worst possible time, the worst possible thing is going to happen. And it always does. Okay, and then I was doing $5 for 3-day food challenges. Why? Well, because I have bought enough food for quite a while extremely cheap. And I have experimented all around with all different kinds of food recipes. Okay, the time to do this is when you don't have to do that. You know, then you're not all stressed out. Then you don't really have money concerns, and you can try stuff out, and you can see what works for you, and you can see what doesn't. So this is why, some of the reasons why you want to stockpile. I'm not saying, you know, be a Nazi about it, make like miserable about it. I'm just saying move in the right direction so that you're never the one sitting in your house with 11 days to go before the end of the month and no food. But if you do, if you can, you know. Another thing is if you can just go to the food bank before you are totally and completely destitute, because you don't know what you're going to find there. You don't know. When I was taking my friend, some of that food was ridiculous. And in the one place, it was like a little bag of food like these, $5 for 3 days food. And they said, oh, and you can do this once in your life. Yes. So this is not a joke. consider, play it out in your mind. Hurricane coming, earthquake, fire, so, just anything you can think of, evacuation. Isn't it going to be a lot better? A lot of people don't evacuate because they can't afford to, stay in a motel. That's why you want to figure out how you're going to stay in your car if you have to flee for your life. You're not going to stay, they say some of the floods of water can be 12 feet. You're not going to stay in a 12-foot flood and pray to God everything is going to be okay, or wait until you have 5 feet of water before you evacuate. So this is some of the reasons. Another thing is when you have that food, it's much easier to save money if you don't need anything. And that is also why I do the eBay and the swap meet inventory and stuff to say, okay, how could I maybe earn a little extra money as well? So, okay, you guys, if you like this video, I would like a thumbs up if you don't mind. If you have a comment, that would be great too. You don't have to agree. By the way, you don't have to agree with every single thing I say on this channel. Take what you like and leave the rest. And if you're not already subscribed and part of the Crazy Cheap family, it would be really awesome if you subscribe so that when I do these challenges or I do these chats, you can chime in because they're very, very helpful. And also, I was able to find some great channels from my comments. I thought, I wonder if they have a channel. So if you see a really awesome comment, check and see if they have a channel. And if they do have a channel, subscribe. Because it's going to enrich your life and you're going to learn stuff, all kinds of stuff. Okay, you guys, God bless you all.